Welcome back, everyone. I'm Grant Kiefer with sports, and the Ohio soccer team has made history as the Bobcats are going to their first ever NCAA tournament in program history. After being on the outside looking in for the MAC tournament during the final day of the regular season, Ohio rallied to beat Ball State, Bowling Green, and Kent State en route to a MAC title. Proud is an understatement for Coach Aaron Rodgers, who's looking to see more from his team.
Against the wall, and we had to win games, we had to score multiple goals in games, and we had have to have other things go for us, but we had to do our part, and for us to create that memory and then to just continue creating that memory game after game after game. It is just a wonderful feeling, and it's a wonderful opportunity and experience for these women.
And Ohio's leading goal scorer, Shea Robertson, spoke to the sisterhood the team has and how the MAC title will stick with these women for the rest of their lives.
Sounds crazy, but like first ever, like after you're like, we really did that. Like we all came together, and that's like, it's kind of like a bond with everybody that's just never gonna break. Like we made history and our names will be there.
And coming off their triumphant MAC tournament win on Sunday, the Bobcats are back in action Friday night in East Lansing, Michigan for the first round of the NCAA tournament. A common theme this Ohio squad's had this season is not being able to finish, but Ohio will look to play behind forward Scout Murray, who scored 2 goals in the MAC tournament. Coming off a bye week, Ohio football is back in action tonight in upstate New York to face Buffalo. The Bobcats look to bounce back from its loss to rival Miami of Ohio. Head coach Tim Alvin knows his guys are ready to avenge the Miami loss and are hungry to beat a tough Buffalo squad.
Failure and disappointment comes opportunity to get better. It's my job as the football coach to get our guys to get back up on that horse and enjoy this journey. Yes, we've had to adjust some expectations on the year, absolutely. But I know our guys will do it the right way, and we're looking forward to this next opportunity.
Now, Ohio's had the week off while Buffalo lost to Toledo on Halloween night in a game that looked like it was played in a snow globe. But anyways, the Bobcats smoked the Bulls in Athens last year, scoring their 3rd most points all season at 45. However, this Buffalo team, don't let their record deceive you, as all 3 of their wins have come in MAC play. College basketball has officially returned last night, and Ohio will get its season started tomorrow night at the Convo. The Bobcats will face Troy in the inaugural MAC versus Sun Belt Challenge game. Head coach Jeff Bowles is focused on ramping up work to help his newcomers gain experience.
Every year's different. We got some veterans, returners, and like you said, we got some new guys who really haven't played a whole lot. So there's a mix in there. We got to get those guys who don't have a lot of experience, up to speed and doing things how we need them to do it.
When most think of NIL, they think of the star football player or the show-stopping basketball player. But Ohio Volleyball's McKenna Schaefer has created a path of her own with NIL, but was surprised at how simple the process was.
Post something in it on your Instagram story, and we'll get from that I'll get a free shirt or a free pair of shorts. And I just thought it was a little thing, but it was really cool because I was okay, free stuff. I thought that was cool, and I was also promoting their brand, getting them followers and stuff, and then also showing other athletes that they can do NIL as well, and it's really easy and it's not hard to do.
McKenna has been signing a high volume of deals, but there's one that particularly catches the eye. She was picked up by Ohio's apparel outfitter Adidas last spring. A deal which includes posting pictures in Adidas outfits, which has helped her content on social media.
You know what, Adidas is great, I'm just gonna go for it. So I signed up for that, and they were like, you got in, and I was like, okay, cool. So basically they contact you and are like, here are the rules, regulations, you read through that, make sure everything's good. For Adidas, since it was through Ohio University, we're allowed to use the logo and stuff, so they were basically you can post media day pictures and with Adidas logos, or you can post stuff while playing volleyball, or you could post in normal clothing, active clothing wear, Adidas shirts, shorts. So I was like, this is a really big opportunity because I have a lot of content I can use, so that was really cool. I was just posting a lot for that.
McKenna is focused on the future as well, as she knows the weight of being able to market herself.
I definitely think it's going to help a lot. On resumes, I can put okay, I did this for this brand or this for this brand, and I think that'll be attractive to companies as to okay, she knows how to present herself on social media.
While McKenna knows NIL is popularized by the top athletes and TikTok stars, she likes to see the everyday college athlete taking advantage of the space.
Cool to see people I know personally into NIL that's not okay, it's not the huge football players or the girls who have like taken off and gone viral on TikTok or whatever. So I would say definitely like the middle ground of it, like the people like me, like it's good to see people taking advantage of that because it's like we can also participate in that and we don't have to like take off and get famous, and we're still going to get like success from that.
Reporting for Bobcat Showcase, Grant Kiefer, WEB.
Miami Trace had won 3 straight before dropping last week's contest with Jackson. Tonight, they welcomed in Chillicothe, who's having a historic season for all the wrong reasons. FAC reporter Grant Kiefer is here to take us through this matchup with huge playoff implications.
Yeah, you're right about that one. As out in Region 11, the Chillicothe Cavaliers are fighting for a playoff spot while the Miami Trace Panthers are already in and looking to improve its seed. With time running out in the regular season, this game had a lot on the table. Panthers fans, good news for you. The man himself, Garrett Guest, was back in action this week, just 2 weeks after a grade 2 MCL tear. We take you out to the first drive of the game, and Cooper Enox caps off the drive in the end zone, taking a 7-0 lead, and the Panthers get the ball right back on an onside kick. Next drive, Asher LeBeau. Give the man 6. This will be the start of a big game for him. And the Miami Trace offense was cooking early, up 14-0. It took until 2 minutes left in the first quarter, but Chillicothe finally on offense, and what a catch in the end zone by Cohen Butler to get on the board, with the Cavaliers now trailing just 14-7. Miami Trace began to click late in the second as Asher LeBeau again, look at him go. Not even a 12-man van could take him down. Second touchdown of the night for him, now up 21-7. That guy, Garrett Guest, back this week, and check this out. What a catch. Guest has a question for Chillicothe.
You like that, baby, you like that.
28-7 Panthers. Fumble recovery set Miami Trace back up late in the first half, and Cody Gibbs in the corner of the end zone caught. Miami Trace will go up into the half, 34-7, when win by a final score of 47-7.
Big win for the Panthers, and Grant, you said it. Garrett Guest is back from injury sooner than expected. How does this help Miami Trace's offense going into the final stretch?
Yeah, it helps big time. We talked to the Miami Trace coaching staff before the game and asked him how he's feeling. They said, well, he's good enough to play. So there's your answer. Now, Guest only missed one game, and it was a game against Jackson that the Panthers offense only generated 13 points in. 47 points against a solid Chillicothe defense is no joke. He opened up the offense a ton and allowed Asher LeBeau to get some more looks out of the backfield and helped everyone get more involved.
Now, over to the other side. Chillicothe got its quarterback, Caden Eblin, back from injury last week and showed some strides today.
Oh, yeah, you're correct there. This is an offense that struggled big time this year in wake of the departure of star Tavion Galloway. They're now averaging 10.4 points per game and sit at 1-7. Eblin led a pretty good first drive, but couldn't get much more going the rest of the game. However, his arm was impressive, but miscommunications plagued the Cavaliers. It'll be tough to see Chillicothe in the postseason scoring like that.
Yeah, so now heading into Week 9, where do these two teams and the rest of the FAC stand in terms of playoff positioning?
You know, that's a good question, Grayson. Let's break it down. Taking a look at tonight's other finals round, the FAC, Jackson blew out Hillsborough to take over the FAC title race. They can clinch the conference title as soon as next week. Next, McLean hosted Courthouse tonight, and the Blue Lions got a big win on the road that helped them a ton in this playoff race. Now, taking a look at the path of the playoffs for these FAC teams, Region 11 is looking pretty kind to the FAC right now, with Jackson and Miami Trace already in. The Panthers are looking to finish strong and secure a home game in the first round, while Chillicothe, they've got some work to do. Lastly, Courthouse is firmly in the driver's seat to get in, especially with its win over McLean tonight, while McLean needs to win one of its final games to have a shot at getting in. And finally, in the FAC, Hillsborough is closing in on a playoff spot in Region 12. One win, they're in.
Yeah, pretty clear picture coming out of the FAC. Thanks for the breakdown, Grant. Region 3, Region 11 is the highest region we cover here at Gridiron Glory, and it is a gauntlet of a region. The Jackson Ironmen are the highest 7-4-0 team in the region, and tonight they welcomed in Marietta. Grant Kiefer is here in studio. Give us the story.
Well, we made a trip out to Alumni Stadium tonight for this first round matchup between two teams that used to play annually from 1985 to 2010. And tonight, they're making headlines, facing for the first time in 13 years and for the first time in the postseason. The Jackson student section was in the Halloween spirit with the gravestones. They've been taking names and digging graves of 2023 so far. We'll take you out to the first play from scrimmage, and who else but the newly crowned FAC Player of the Year, Cade Wolford, to run this one deep into Marietta territory. Later in the drive, Nolan Johnson to the outside and shows us a stiff arm to get into the end zone early as Jackson would strike first, up 7-0. Now fast forward all the way to the second quarter. This is where the fun really begins. Nolan Johnson, look at him go. He ran so fast I couldn't keep up with him on the camera. Jackson up 14-zip. The Iron defense had themselves a night, so the Ironmen back on offense again. All it took on this drive was just one play from Wolford and yet another Jackson touchdown, up 21-0. Marietta showing some energy right before the half as Junior Smith finds the end zone, but Jackson kept the foot on the gas and won by a final score of 49-14.
So Jackson took care of business and got the win, but Marietta, they had a lot to be proud of with the season they had.
Yeah, there's no question there, Grayson. As Marietta, they rebounded from a rough 2-win season last year and had their first 5-win season since 2017. 2023 was also their second ever playoff appearance in a full season, with that first one coming all the way back to 2002. No doubt, there's a lot to be proud of for the Tigers.
Now on the other side, Ironman Cade Wolford has been putting up video game numbers this season. Sounds like the start of his playoff campaign was the same.
Yeah, he looked excellent tonight, and that was something to watch for, as he's only played 12 quarters of football in his last 6 games. Jackson ran through the FAC like it was nothing. Wolford got a good workload tonight and looked comfortable in that backfield.
So we know about the Jackson offense. Tell us about the defense.
Well, they were dominant, and there were a few times tonight it looked like Marietta was ready to pounce on an opportunity, but Jackson shut it down quickly. They looked poised to make noise in the rest of the playoffs.
Now speaking of the playoffs, what was the rest of the FAC up to tonight?
The FAC was certainly busy in round 1, so let's take a look at how the rest of the conference did. 5 of the 6 FAC members were in action tonight to open the playoffs, and unfortunately for them, most of them lost on the road. Hillsborough, Courthouse, McLean, they all lost on the road, with Courthouse and McLean getting losses in Cincinnati. But however, Miami Trace pulled off a massive win on the road against Hamilton Township. Huge. Tough luck for the FAC's Region 12 and 16 teams, but Jackson and Miami Trace moving on out in Region 11.
Yeah, huge win for both squads for sure. Can't wait for next week. Thanks so much.